Westside Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Linda Tiffin, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. I'm a member of the worship committee, and as such, I will be assisting with today's service. So perhaps you're here for the first time today, or have been here a few times, or maybe you've been a Westsider for decades. Maybe you've been a Unitarian Universalist from birth and have grown up with our beliefs and traditions. Or maybe you've grown up with different religious beliefs and traditions. Maybe you've been a lifelong secular humanist, or maybe you're a seeker that hasn't settled on any system of beliefs or non-beliefs. No matter how you came here today, whether in person or on YouTube, we are glad you did. It is a core part of being a Unitarian Universalist and a Westsider that we welcome people regardless of their religious background, their sexual orientation, their ability, or how they identify themselves. Whoever you are, we hope you will stay after the service for coffee if you're here in person, coffee, tea, snacks, and conversation if you feel like it. So announcements about upcoming events and other information may be found in your order of service or on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. Announcements are also available on our website and at westsideuuc.org and in our weekly newsletter. I would like to point out one thing that is in your Reverend Carol's going to light the chalice this morning. The chalice lighting today comes from the UUA Worship Web, and it was written by Karishma Gottfried. It is called Created in the Image of Love. Each of us was created in the image of love. Wherever we come from, wherever we're going, whoever we are, whomever we love, we proclaim with love on our side. Our bodies are sacred, our minds are blessed, our spirits are beloved. May we be open to receive more love, always more love.
Each week, we light a couple of extra candles just to acknowledge our larger community. We always light a candle for the concerns of the community and also for the joys in the community, as a way to acknowledge that life, that's how life is. It's a mix of those things. So I'm going to ask Linda to light our 2 community candles for us. Our candle of concern this week, I just want to call attention to the indigenous communities in Alaska that have been devastated by the recent tsunami and flooding and the horrible effects there. The Yupik villages in that region of Alaska have been there for centuries, and many ancient traditional artifacts and sacred items in those communities have been lost and destroyed, in addition to livelihoods and also food resources, homes. So we just want to hold them in our hearts and our minds right now as those communities attempt to recover. And we light a candle of celebration and recognition of the ongoing willingness of people in our country to participate in free speech and peaceful protest, as was evidenced yesterday. Wherever we are on the political spectrum, and it is a spectrum, not a yes, no, right, wrong, black, white kind of deal, wherever we are, one of the core values of our culture is the ability to speak our truth. So we just want to light a candle for the continuing presence of that possibility and our commitment to it at this time in our country. So we are going to bravely sing a song, which our choir is very small today due to a number of illnesses and absences. So choir, come up, be brave. And this is a good time for Leslie, if there are any kids who want to go back during the song, is a great time to do that, to go back and spend time in the back having fun. This song is called Love Has Already Won. It's by Reverend Jason Shelton, who's a Tennessee UU musician and composer. And so here's the deal. We have sung this before. If you know it even a little bit, now is your chance to sing it loud, because the words are going to be up here. It says the choir is going to perform it in your order of service, but the choir is down by half today. So you are all officially dubbed choir members today. So do your best. The choir will know the verses. Your charge, if nothing else, is to sing the chorus. Love has already won, love has already won, just as sure as the day greets the morning sun. Love has already won, love has already won. Be not afraid, love has already won. So just join in, and we're going to do our darndest. Really well.
Some people out there singing.
You were brave. I could hear you all singing. So that's a song that is really about keeping faith in the face of challenges, that we can be courageously moving forward because love ultimately does win. That's one of the values that we hold as Unitarian Universalists, right? That, at the center of all our other values is this value that love, our commitment to love, gives us resilience. It gives us courage. It gives us something to be joyful about. It gives us strength. It gives us the reserves that we need in challenging times. So this is really important when we are the LGBTQIA plus community, right? The ability of love to overcome incredible oppression and prejudice, demonstrated over and over and over again across time. So last week, you might have been here, you might have heard this online. We talked about this time of year being sort of the kickoff to the holiday season, right? You know, here we are, we're at that time of year when the seasons change, and if you go to the grocery store, they already, not only do they have Halloween, they already got Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like, we're all set up for the holidays, right? And you know you can find a holiday per pretty much any day of the year and most months of the year, right? Most months have a few things that they're dedicated to. It has a number of important things it's listed as the month of. So one of those, very important, ADHD Awareness Month. It's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it's an organizing grew into national and international movements. So that first Pride Fest in Philadelphia evolved into something called Pride Fest America, which for many years hosted the largest LGBT summit gathering in the world. Now in 2003, they changed their name. The group that was organizing those summits changed their name to Equality Forum, and they've coordinated this since 2006. They do a lot of other things too, and this is important, okay? Equality Forum also, I didn't even know this was a thing, oversees the application for and installation of government-approved LGBT historic markers. They produce documentary films, and they do other like high-impact initiatives such as advocating for marriage rights, supporting legal cases, advocating for protections in the workplace for LGBTQIA plus people. And they also do a lot of work as far as identifying the LGBTQIA plus vote, identifying where people are and how to help consolidate that vote. So this project, the LGBT History Month project, is probably the most visible thing they do, but like I said, it's really not so much about the past. It's really about the present and the future. So, you know, we do celebrate, as part of our commitment here at Westside, to ongoing welcoming of LGBTQIA plus people as part of our community. We do regular things to educate about the history, the important events in history, individuals in that community. This is really not about telling the story. They don't use this month to tell the story of significant events in the history of the community. Instead, what they do is they identify important individuals from the community, most of them contemporary figures, okay? Most of them are people who are living and working and being active right now in our society. And each day of the month, they honor one of those people. So if you go on the Equality Forum website and you look at LGBT History Month, and they still list it as LGBT History Month. They haven't yet changed the name, although their mission states that it's LGBTQIA+. But if you click on that link, what you're going to find is 31 names next to October. Okay? Some of these are people who have passed in the last year. So you will find people who most of them, there's a few who passed in 2024. There are a couple that are slightly older than that. But generally, in the list, you're going to find about 75% of them are people active in our society right now. They are people contributing in culture and politics and art and literature and society, in our economy in important ways. So the list includes athletes, artists, activists, politicians, writers, choreographers, publishers, philanthropists, composers. It includes people from a very broad spectrum of society. And each day they add a link for that day's honoree. So you can click on that person's name, and what you'll get is a page that has a link to links to all kinds of things about them, publications they've written, their videos, whatever, a biography of them, and downloadable content. So it's designed to be useful for educators. So you can download pictures or things like that that have been approved. So I thought it would be fun if we talked about a few of the honorees that have already been recognized this month. Now, like I said, it's set up in a creative way it's baiting you to come back every day. Okay? You can't go on October 2nd and see everybody through October 31st. That's not how it works. You have to wait. Like we can't learn anything about October 20th's honoree until tomorrow. Ironically, the wonderful thing about that is it does make you Google them and learn more about them, right? I urge you to check out the website because there's amazing things about some really cool people. So, the first person we're going to talk about, I'm going to see if you can figure out who this person is. Who has ever watched Project Runway? Okay. How about the Real Housewives series? A bunch of you are like, how about Top Chef? Okay. And last but absolutely not least, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Yay! Yes, right there. Our film expert in the room said Andy Cohen. These shows are all produced by Andy Cohen, who also stars as himself in Andy Cohen Live. Has appeared as a guest character as himself on a lot of TV shows, right? And those of you who are not into media at all may have seen him as the co-host of CNN's New Year's Live show with his good friend Anderson Cooper. Okay? He has written 3 best-selling memoirs, received a Primetime Emmy, 2 Peabody Awards, and GLAAD's Vito Russo Award. He is the single father of 2 kids. That makes me tired just reading that. Amazing. Cohen is known for his positivity, his commitment to having fun, and his willingness to tell stories for the sake of plain old entertainment. He actually made some comments about Real Housewives. He's like, it's just good old gossip, right? So whether or not you like his shows, he's done a lot to make public the successful work of a gay man. Okay? And he frequently says things like, it's all about just being happy. It's about being joyful. It's about having fun and living life. Okay. And that's really the point today, right? So often we talk about serious, hard, struggly stuff. This is about people living good lives and having a good time and really living joyfully. Okay, the next person we're going to learn about today is also a television and film personality, Lily Gladstone. Does anybody know who Lily Gladstone is? Yes, okay. Lily Gladstone, they are an Indigenous actor and star of Killers of the Osage Moon. They played opposite Leonardo DiCaprio as Molly Kyle, the survivor of the Osage Indian murders in that movie. Now, Lily Gladstone uses both they, them, and she, her pronouns. So she is of Nez Perce and Blackfeet heritage and is the first Native American to win a Golden Globe for Best Actress. She is the first Native American to win a Screen Actors Guild Award for the Best Female Actor and the first Indigenous American woman to be nominated for an Oscar. That's some pretty big glass ceilings to have made it through. Lily Gladstone uses, as I said, both she, her, and they, them pronouns, a choice she attributes to the absence of gender pronouns in many Native American languages. She identifies as middle-gendered, which is something from her own heritage and culture. She identifies as middle-gendered and as part of the LGBTQIA+ community. So the wonderful thing there is Lily Gladstone has this double set of obstacles in society, and yet is amazingly successful. Okay, how about someone from the political arena? In a few more days, Equality Forum will be honoring Sarah McBride. Does anybody know who Sarah McBride is? Yeah, Jerry?
Congressperson.
First trans congresswoman, first trans congressperson. So you're going to have to Google that one, and you're going to have to go on the website, and I encourage you to do it, right? But in the meanwhile, there's another congressperson that is being honored right now that was a few days ago named Becca Balint. Anybody know who Becca Balint is? First woman and first openly LGBTQIA plus person to serve in both the Vermont Senate and the Vermont. She serves on the House Judiciary Committee, and she also serves as a leader of the Progressive Caucus. Right? She's passionately defending our democracy right now. In 2023, Out magazine named Becca Balint as one of the 100 most impactful and influential LGBTQIA people. Okay, we're going to move into another world now. New musicians, the music world. Ella Jenkins. Anybody recognize that name, Ella Jenkins? I figured Ellen would be the one person in the room who would know who Ella Jenkins was. Ella Jenkins died in November of last year, but was known as the First Lady of children's music. So many of us have probably seen her perform without recognizing her importance. She appeared over her career on shows like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Sesame Street, Barney and Friends. And she was featured on the 1985 special, Free at Last, which was about Martin Luther King Jr., where she performed the protest song, You Better Leave Segregation Alone. So Ella Jenkins was an African-American performer, educator, and composer. She received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, an ACSP, that's a music organization, an ASCAP Foundation Lifetime Achievement Award, and a National Heritage Fellowship. In 2007, her well-known song, You'll Sing a Song and I'll Sing a Song, was added to the National Recording Registry at the Library of Congress. So she's famous for bringing both African-American cultural sort of feel and heritage and history, and just playing out the joy of singing to children all over the place. And she did a lot of call and response singing with kids. You probably would recognize her from your Sesame Street or Mr. Rogers or Barney days, but her name is not one that is well known, so it's wonderful that she's being recognized. This next name, I'm super curious how many people are going to recognize this next name. How many people know who Billie Eilish is? Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish. Okay, so Billie Eilish is a very well-known indie superstar musician. Like, Billie Eilish is a superstar. Billie Eilish's full name is Think about that for a minute. That's a pretty big deal. The youngest musician to write and perform a James Bond theme song. Anybody know what that is? No Time to Die. There will not be a quiz at the end of this sermon. Okay. That song won the Academy Award for Best Original Song in 2022, making Eilish the first person born in the 21st century to win an Oscar. okay? Her song, What Was I Made For, the song she wrote for, anybody know what the song, What Was I Made For? What movie was that for? Barbie, exactly. She wrote that for the Barbie soundtrack, earned one of those Academy Awards that I mentioned, and 2 Grammys. Billie Eilish, in addition to being a proud member of the LGBTQIA community, also has Tourette's syndrome. You all familiar with what Tourette's syndrome is? It's the syndrome which causes people to make sudden sounds or movements unexpectedly. She was diagnosed with Tourette's syndrome at the age of 11, which was the same year she composed her first song. And she is an advocate for people with that disorder. So these are some truly amazing people. People who contribute in immeasurable ways to our culture. Their advocacy for the LGBTQIA plus community is both explicit in some cases, explicit advocacy, but more importantly, it's just embodied in their very existence. Their joyful, exuberant, passionate, expressive existence. Their flourishing is their greatest advocacy. And it is changing the way our society understands, recognizes, and celebrates all of the amazing, wonderful LGBTQIA people that we are and that are in our midst. Now, there are a few names that you might recognize who are yet to be honored this month. They include WNBA star Breanna Stewart, as we mentioned, trans Congressperson Sarah McBride, country rock music singer T.J. Osborne from the group Brothers Osborne, Saturday Night Live writer Harper Steele, and musician Chappell Roan. Anybody know who Chappell Roan is?
I heard her.
Pink Pony Club. Okay, so that song, if you have not heard of Chappell Roan and you do not know the song Pink Pony Club, please, the second coffee hour starts, call it up on your phone. Please, please. And here's why. A couple of reasons why you need to know this song. This song is about a Tennessee person claiming their identity and going joyfully to places where they can express themselves fully. So Tennessee is named in the song, right? It's also the anthem right now, and has been for a little while, particularly of trans joy, but also queer joy, sort of across the board. One of the lines is, they're going to a place where boys and girls can all be queens every single day, right? I will just tell you that at a recent wedding that I attended and was part of, because of people in my family, this was the song that everybody, including me, danced their butts off to. I already have received the photograph of the mom of one of the grooms dancing to Pink Pony Club. The photographers were thrilled, right? So often we tell stories of struggle and oppression when we talk about the LGBTQIA plus community. This month is about talking about successes and joy and celebration and contributions of beauty and hope. It's about telling stories of our loved ones, of our family members, and ourselves as stories of victory, as the gifts that we and they are to the world. And it's about reveling together in the talent and courage and passion and creativity of the LGBTQIA plus community. The family. So as one of my all-time favorite members of this community often says, to whom I am related, our joy is our greatest act of rebellion and activism. Think about that for a minute. Our joy is our greatest act of rebellion and activism. Let's be in the joy. Let us meet people, ourselves, our family members, in the joy, in the celebration. In my family, which has a large range of LGBTQIA plus people, sometimes in my family we joke that we have a full set. because we do. We have a pretty full set. Not a quite complete set, but a pretty full set. There are people in multiple different geographic locations. And here's what they tell me about Tennessee. What they tell me about Tennessee is this, that in the face of feeling like it's a dangerous place to be, the strength and love and vibrancy of the community is just doubled and tripled. But there's a huge commitment within the community to loving and joyfully celebrating their own lives and supporting each other in the community. I think that that's something we should all celebrate and support. So whoever that person was you were thinking of when I invited the bowl to sound, whoever the person or persons were that need to be celebrated, maybe they're in the LGBTQIA+ community, maybe not, but let's take some time this month to really celebrate, because joy, living fully, can be an incredible act of activism and rebellion. So may that be so.
Repeat the name of the website.
Equality Forum. So Judy, for those of you with us virtually, Judy just asked the name of the website. It's Equality Forum. You can also just look up LGBT History Month. Now you're going to find a lot of different things, but it's literally LGBT History Month. But Equality Forum will get you there. It will also tell you more about the organization. It's super fun to just go through and click and learn about some of these people. So, this is the part where we talk about the things we do in our community, the way we do justice work, the way we share and support our community. So, as always, Westside is always grateful for any financial contributions you make. You can use QR codes. There's a box in the back of the room. You can always support Westside that way. That allows us to continue to do the kinds of things we do. Our Share the Plate partner, so we don't call it Share the Plate anymore, our Justice and Generosity partner this month is Mobile Meals. And we're going to be hearing more about Mobile Meals soon. Mobile Meals has been impacted by funding cuts in our current administration and needs our support. And also, if you happen to have some time to be a driver and drive some meals, they always need help with that. So that we will be hearing from their head, I think in mid-November, we're going to be hearing from them. Other things that are going on, right? You can always bring in coats for the cold. Right now there's a bin out in the foyer, might be tucked just inside the office, where you can put nice coats that our community here, people who are experiencing homelessness or housing insecurity or other forms of economic struggle. CARM, the Knox Area Rescue Ministries, does a sort of drive every fall for coats. So if anyone wants to drop off a coat here, we will deliver those and make sure they get to them. So that's something else you can do. But just today, I want to encourage you to have your justice and generosity be one of celebration. Be one of celebration. Tell somebody they're awesome, please. Might be yourself. You might need to tell yourself you're awesome. But please tell somebody, especially somebody who might feel not quite like they belong or like they're having a hard time. Pick one person. Maybe tell them more than once. Let's celebrate each other. Let's let joy be our act of justice. Every once in a while, every few weeks here, we actually take time to just really share with each other our own celebrations, and struggles. So we're going to take time today to acknowledge the joys and concerns in our community. So the way we're going to do this is, Linda, if you are with us virtually and you would like to have something spoken during our Joys and Concerns candles, you can put it in the chat and Linda will read that. And if you are in the room, you can come up, I will light a candle, and you can say your name and briefly say what it is that you're celebrating or what your concern is that you'd like to share in this container of community.
I'm Yetta Jager, and this is Craig Brandt, and we recently celebrated our 40th anniversary. Well, we had our 40th anniversary.
Oh, and this is our last Sunday.
Oh, and by the way, this is their last Sunday. So we are going to light 2 candles for that, celebrating your new opportunities to be with your family and the sadness that you're leaving us.
That's hard to follow. We're going to miss you guys. I'm sure many of you have heard, but Knox Pride had to cancel their festival and parade at the very last minute due to inability to secure insurance. I don't know if that was because of a known threat or just general inability for insurance providers to help them secure that. But I know that was really demoralizing for a lot of people in the community, and just want to send thoughts to them, and hopefully next year's festival will be bigger and better with no obstacles.
Who gets the microphone?
We all know who's going to have the mic. Speaking of anniversaries, it's going to be our 1-year wedding where we got married here.
Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Mary Francis. I believe last time we did Joys and Concerns, I spoke about my husband being taken to the ER with kidney pains. Shortly thereafter, he was diagnosed with kidney cancer. And then a week and a half ago, he had surgery, and we've confirmed that he is now cancer-free, which is awesome. It had progressed to stage 2. It was surgically removed. He will not have to do chemo, so that's really positive. But the road to recovery is still very long for us. It's going to be a long, long process, but hopefully it'll be okay. I know it'll be okay, but it's just one of those things that it's not like, yay, you know, it's just recovery is going to take a while. So I appreciate everyone's thoughts, and it's, you know, we'll get there. So thank you.
This is from from our YouTube channel. Diane Bird is saying that we are, as we approach the 1-year anniversary of her death last Halloween, my husband and I are commemorating the life of our trans niece, Callie. We are grateful to have known her.
Sending our compassion to Diane.
This is a joy. Bill and I have just welcomed our new baby grandson.
Jerry, and I want to celebrate all the people who turned out for No King's Day yesterday, particularly our daughters in Chicago, and there was a huge crowd there, and very proud of her and others for participating, exercising their rights of free speech. Of course, I'm concerned about all the things that our government is doing, and in particular the brazen murder of people on the high seas by at the command of our president. So that is something that blows my mind that people are not really up in arms about, is the extrajudicial killing of people on the high seas. It's just grotesque, and yet here we are.
So Curtis Dush wants to say that two things. Number one, Americans in the streets yesterday looked beautiful. And number two, our toucan, and that's one of the, I forget what it stands for. It's
Tennessee UU Community Action Network.
Okay. Our toucan fall flock was a great success. Community and love were there.
I'm going to light one more candle for all those concerns and celebrations that are in our hearts, not spoken out loud right now. Let's just take a moment. Just take a moment to call to your mind and your heart that which is most concerning to you right now. And know that it is held in the container of this community. And call to mind your greatest joy right now. It might be something simple like the trees turning color. It might be something big. It might be a big life change. Might be just that you're grateful for a person in your life. It is these joys that give us the courage to face the difficulties. That is why we honor them together. So I invite you, this is our chance to be rebellious and touch each other if you feel so inclined. So I invite you to stand. Now, I know it's cold and flu season already, so you can hold your own hand. You do not have to join hands with anybody. That is a choice. How are we going to do this? This is complicated. Do you want to be in on this here? All right. Here, we'll do this. Sandra, grab us. All right. All right. And it is totally okay to hold your own hand because, stuff. Haven't had your flu shot yet. Perfectly reasonable. Also, yourself is one of the key persons you might want to celebrate right now. So, I often invite you to do this. I'm going to do it again today. Look around the room. See if you can find someone you don't know very well. And maybe make a commitment to go say hi during coffee hour. If you're with us virtually, we want you to imagine that you're in the middle of this room. Say hi to each other. This community is small but mighty, as you have proven today when you sung Love Has Already Won. You demonstrated your capacity to be courageous, to join in even when it doesn't look perfect, and to make a difference. So I invite you to go into this day, this week, and this world, knowing that you are celebrated, that your contribution matters, and that your love is your greatest gift to the world. Go in peace and go in passion. May it be so.